So Conor McGregor will be making his comeback on June 11th versus Max Holloway. I want to go through it a little bit, see what training footage Conor's been throwing out, see what he looks like, and then I'm going to go to his last fight where he broke his leg and see how he fought in that fight, just the start of it, because it went to the ground and then he broke his leg. So there's not much from his last fight, and then see what it would look like if he was to fight Max with it, just to kind of have a better image of the fight, what it could look like. I'm gonna go through Max's fight with Poirier a little bit. I got some timestamps of the fight that I think could be important for this fight. The first one being this moment in the first round of the Poirier fight. Max gets backed up. He gets pressured to the fence. He's anticipating a punch. As we know, Conor is a counterpuncher, and he counters stuff like this. You don't believe me? Watch the Eddie Alvarez fight. Oh, that's 10 years ago, though. I know. I'm not saying Conor's gonna do this. I'm just saying he has done it in the past. So why not show this and be like, look, he could do that. Poirier in their fights wasn't really doing stuff that Conor could take advantage of. He was kind of fighting. He fought well. He fought strategically. You kind of do have to fight strategically against Conor or make it tough without really getting clipped with anything like counter punches or whatnot. But this type of stuff could get Max countered and could get him hurt. He could take the punch, but Max's durability isn't what it used to be. At featherweight, at lightweight, he's been hurt in every single fight he has had at lightweight of his whole career. The Dustin fight, second one, he got hurt multiple times in that fight. The Justin fight, he got hurt, he got dropped in that fight. The Charles fight at the end, he got hurt with a right hand when they were doing that point down thing. This fight, he got knocked down and he got hurt more than that time, just not as noticeable as other moments. Or because his legs aren't, wobbled, doesn't mean you're not hurt. It's kind of obvious to see when some people are hurt sometimes, and I think Holloway is one of them. Sometimes you can see when he's hurt when it might not be as obvious. But there's another moment in the fight, the first round, where Max kind of does the same type of thing. He does a 1-2, but he leaves himself open a little bit. Like boom, boom. Right here is where Conor will take advantage. He'll slip on the outside of this rear hand, and he'll counter with his left. That's something Conor's done in the past, so he could do it in this fight. Max isn't particularly slow, so if Conor's reactions time and whatnot has slowed, then it would be tough for him to do that type of stuff. Has the moment when Max got dropped, boom boom, he gets hit behind the ear, but he reacts to that, so he recovered pretty well. He gets hit just behind the ear.
The perfect legal shot. Gonna head bounce off the canvas
And goes down. Conor does never do this. He doesn't switch stance into a punch like Poirier does. You're never gonna see Conor do something like that in your life, unless he pulls some crazy tricks out. He's never gonna do something like that. So this clip just shows Max's durability. He's not as durable. In this moment, Poirier throws a left hand and it lands. Conor also throws left hand. He doesn't throw them looping, but he throws them straight, which if Max Holloway expects, I think straight punches would give Max a lot more trouble. I think looping is, if Conor mixes looping with straight, that would give Max a lot of trouble because he anticipates the straight. He anticipates the looping before the straight. Maybe he just studied Poirier and Poirier throws it looping more than straight, so maybe, it's different, but has another one of them that lands. He always goes with that counter lead hook after it. But if it's straight and he's trying to throw that won't work because they're going to hit him on the chin. You can't block it unless he has his hand in front of his face. Someone of an example who does that, not in MMA but boxing, is Crawford. I'll show a clip of him doing it. He does that a lot. I don't know if you could do that in MMA because of the gloves aren't really as, you can't really take it away. You could parry it and throw it, so I guess it would work. But Conor's fight at a distance that I don't know if Max could counter with something like that, because Max has short arms. I think he has a 69-inch reach for 5'11". Conor has a 74-inch reach for 5'9". So the reach advantage is heavily on Conor's side. Has a moment in a slow-mo highlight where Max gets cracked with a right hand. Boom. He took it well, but that might be a moment. It doesn't show the whole thing, but that might be a moment where you got buzzed and you just can't really tell. Maybe his vision went a little bit, you know, it went double vision. I don't know what it's like to get, you know, rocked or dizzy or however they explain it, but maybe that's what happened to him, but he just played it off really well. So that's for that fight. I think this fight kind of showed Holloway his durability has gone down. His defense isn't all that anymore. I think Volk also showed that in the third fight, that his defense isn't really that good. If you commit hard, which Conor does almost every time he punches or kicks or does anything, he doesn't half do any of his offense really. So Poirier will though. He'll throw them like tap jabs. A lot of people do not go 100% each time, but that could also get Conor in a dangerous position. But I don't think so, considering Holloway gets hit with a lot of punches, and he's not the best counter puncher per se, in terms of like he won't slip and then throw. He doesn't do that. Now I'm gonna go to the Conor fight, his last fight, and I'm gonna just show how he came out, and if he was to do this against Holloway, it would work. He comes out straight away, throws the spinny kicks he does to pressure to get you on the back foot. He throws one again not long after, like 2 seconds after, to keep the pressure on you. Stuff like that isn't good. He tried to throw a leg kick going backwards, which, I mean, I guess Dustin kind of timed it, but Max could also do that. Maybe he starts timing the leg kicks. Maybe Conor isn't as fast as he used to be, which I don't think he is as fast as he used to be anyway, even in this fight. Boom, boom. That clips Max in the chin. I don't think Max is just taking stuff like that. Now, here's a moment that's really bad for Conor. If he does this against Max, this could be really bad. He gets hit, which he just got hit because he was in a bad position. He was on one leg. But that defense, that's not good defense. Then he slips under and clinches. That's good, but that is not good defense whatsoever, especially against Max, a combination puncher. He's gonna be ripping. Max will do is a different stance. So Max will probably throw maybe an uppercut through the middle. He does that. Maybe the body shot. But it only takes one body shot. It only takes one headshot too, but body shot, it really just takes one to just clip you on the liver or break a rib. You know, it could be anything, and it's done. Especially when you're bracing for it to be a headshot, that can be really bad. But this fight kind of goes to the ground, and then there's not really much to show. Now I'm gonna jump into the training footage, the most recent ones that I can really find. I mean, I just typed it in, and I think these are all, well, this is just a bunch of clips, and 2026 UFC training time, it's probably just clickbait, but this one I think is more recent. This one doesn't really, it's not about him, what he's doing, it's more what he says that I find interesting for the Max fight. He says, if you come into me, you're getting hurt, which it seems like he's gonna throw with you. That's kind of what because he's kind of drilling, like, I'm gonna throw, if you're gonna try and throw, I'm gonna throw down the middle of you trying to pressure me back, which is dangerous. But against Max, I mean, it could work, because I don't think Max doesn't really get off the center line when he punches. He kind of stays in the middle when he punches, and after he punches, I can't think of anything in my head where he normally circles out, but it takes some time. It normally, for that to work, you have to respect or get hit. If you miss, and then you throw back, I can't picture Max just not being there. I don't know why. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I just can't picture Max, you know, miss, or miss, and then not being there to be hit. I see Max being there to be hit, but he just repeats the same thing. I don't think this really matters, but it's just more what he says. I think it's interesting. The next one is just a bunch of his training clips, and something else I want to bring up. He trains a lot in boxing gloves. Now, I haven't seen as many people train in boxing gloves as he does. I mostly see MMA fighters training in the smaller gloves, or if they're doing pads or something specific, they'll use bigger gloves or boxing gloves. Not in sparring as much. In this clip, he uses like MMA sparring gloves, but in most of them, it's always boxing gloves. And it's not, these clips are never about his opponents. It's more about what Conor looks like, the speed, the reactions, just the way he looks. Does he look? And in these clips, it's never about his opponents. It's more about how Conor looks. I don't care about his opponents at all, because it's kind of notorious. Conor really does just beat people up. He doesn't spar with anyone that good. Same with Ilya. You never see Ilya sparring with some top contender or anyone like that. They're normally in their own group, in their loyal group, sparring their teammates. So it's kind of always been like that for Conor. So it's never about his teammates. It's always just about him. In these clips in particular, he looks fine. There it is with the boxing gloves. He's throwing knees with no shin pads. Like knee pad. That's kind of crazy. But you might say he's slow in some of these clips, but sparring is super. You can't take much from sparring, because he's probably not even trying that hard with these guys. He might not even be in that good a shape. This might have been as he's coming back. So. And it's also what style is he fighting? Is he trying to box? Is he more flat-footed? In this clip, he's throwing more combinations in these clips than he does in fights. He doesn't really throw to the body. The fight that comes to mind about body punches for Conor is the Chad Mendes fight. He tried it a bit with Khabib too, but I think he should try it with Max. Straight to the body, straight to the head. He seems to like that right hook to the body when he has someone backed up. He seems to like it.
My strong rockets.
It's a big thing.
These are missiles, yeah. It's gonna be some hell of a camp, but it's gonna be one hell of a camp. And I get seriously fucking way better this camp. Camp 100%. This is, yeah? We're going in here 100%. I'm going into this fight 100% Conor McGregor. Not 92. 100%.
And this is building into the Max fight. This was not the Chandler fight, because this is the last 3 months, I think. This clip.
Conor McGregor. So it has to be really meticulous. We were right there with the last one.
So I think maybe this is 2026, as recent as it gets. He looks fine in these. He doesn't look like done. He doesn't look washed. He is never going to have the same speed he used to have. He's not going to have the same reactions. I mean, the guy's 37 years old and has been destroying his body for the past 2, maybe 3 years. He was on the roids because of his leg, not because he wanted to blast on gear. It's because of his leg. Doesn't look that dumb. Style-wise, I can't really tell from these what style, if he's going to use the boxing style, the karate style, whatever he's going to use. I think there might be a bit of both, kind of like the Dustin 3 fight. He looked like he was forcing it a bit, the karate stuff. He looked like he was like, oh, I'm going to go back to this, instead of it just being natural for him to fight like that. I think him having the fight with Floyd Mayweather, or maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was just that the second Dustin fight, he seemed to like fell in love with boxing or something. Like he just wanted to box and had that boxing style. Maybe that in particular is the reason it's not as natural for him anymore. Maybe it's the injuries that he had in the third fight, where he broke his leg. He couldn't really move as much as he wanted to. That's why he was having them weird defensive moments where he wouldn't move, when normally maybe he would move. But that's as good as it gets for the training footage, and as recent as it gets. I think the best outcome for Conor would be to fight in that karate style. Like he said in that end bit, he's 100%. He doesn't want any major injuries. No, not 92, 100%. He doesn't want to have anything wrong with him. And he showed, like the Chandler fight, he will pull out if he has anything wrong with him. I do think the fight will happen. I highly doubt anyone pulls out. People were running this narrative like Conor's a pull-out merchant because he pulled out one fight. It's kind of crazy. He hasn't pulled out of any I don't think any single UFC fight he's pulled out of other than that. And before I give my final thoughts on the fight and give a prediction or whatnot, I want to talk about the UFC EA cover curse. Now, this one might be a bit ridiculous to people who don't play video games or whatnot. They just watch the sport or they train or whatever it is. But this seems like a real thing. Every single year or every time EA drops a UFC game, the people in the cover of them games, something bad happens to them in their career. Normally they lose, but for someone like Jon Jones, it's kind of funny to me. Like, they couldn't find him losing to anyone, so they had to just, get him arrested. They had to make him do some dumb shit and get arrested, which I think is quite funny. But Gustafsson, he gets knocked out. Conor gets choked out by Khabib. Ronda Rousey gets knocked out. Conor has been defeated twice by this. He gets choked out. Masvidal knocked out. Izzy lost his first UFC fight, and I think it was his first MMA loss too. MMA pro career loss. Volk got knocked out by Islam. Grasso. This was the draw. I think the fight, I don't know if the cover had been revealed before she lost to Grasso, which kind of is like a thing like, oh, that style she just struggled with. So in the draw, it's not really a cover curse. It's more Grasso is good, which, yeah, you could say that. But it's still kind of ironic that the game comes out, or the game is about to come out, the cover is about to reveal, then she loses, and then the fight is a draw, which she probably should have won anyway, because the last round was a 10-8, which I don't think it should have been a 10-8. And then UFC 6, Alex gets knocked out by Gon, and Max is on the cover of UFC 6 too. They had two covers, one for the Ultimate Edition and one for the Standard Edition, I think. I know a lot of people are gonna think it's crazy to, oh, you believe in this fake supernatural shit, or whatever you're trying to say, but this shit seems pretty real. It's happened every single time. I believe it's with other EA Sports games too, like NBA or Madden. I think players get injured and whatnot. But this shit happens. It's kind of crazy. Like, it is crazy, but this shit happens. It's happened every single time. Also, something else. Each time, it seems to be a fight that is kind of like a, yeah, I could see them losing, that type of thing. This fight, Conor I don't think he was the favorite going in. He had fought Mayweather. He had been training boxing and came back after 2 years of not fighting in MMA. This one, they both should have won, I believe. I don't know about Ronda, but Conor was made to have, he should have beat Nate Diaz on that night. So that was a huge upset. And I also think Ronda Rousey, it was like a huge upset too, because she was on bar and fucking everyone. This, Izzy was the favorite, but in hindsight, I don't think he should have been the favorite. I think Izzy at this time was super overrated because he knocked out Whittaker and then kind of went in the safest style of jab, leg kick, move around, like low pace kind of fight. Usman Masvidal, this one's a bit different because the first fight was on 4 days notice. I think Masvidal came in and it was a decision, kind of a boring fight. So I get that. That one was legitimate and it was Usman's only knockout like this. And this one, Grasso, Volk, he wasn't meant to win this. He lost the first fight and Islam had it improved in the specific matchup as shown, and Volk was like depressed and becoming like an alcoholic, or like not training, he was drinking every day and fucking his body up, and he even talked about that. Like he was never meant to win that fight. This one, again, is kind of like the Jan Izzy thing. Alex is never gonna win this fucking fight. I should have made a video about this, really, but Alex was never gonna in any realm win this fucking fight. People think Gon isn't as good as he is, but Gon is the best heavyweight striker on the fucking planet. Other than Rico Verhoeven, he's the only one who could beat Gon in like a, well, to be kickboxing, but MMA striking, nobody beats Gon. That's not to say he can't get knocked out by Tom, but too much rambling on this now. I want to just talk about this matchup for a little bit. I think Conor has a proper chance if he has the ability he used to have, even 50% of it,